What up? Welcome back to Apolitical. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's get into the show. So today we have a special guest in the building, Brandon Graham. He's a candidate for city council this year in District 3, and he's here to speak to us about his campaign. Now, for those who don't know, District 3 is currently represented by Councilman Antonio Brown. He has decided to run for mayor this year, and so now the District 3 seat is up for grabs, and Mr. Graham believes that he's the guy for the job. So coming right up is our interview with City Council candidate Brandon Graham. Stay tuned. All right, so we're back with Brandon Graham. Brandon is a candidate for City Council in District 3. Brandon, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I want to start by getting to know a little bit more about you. I know you come from a music background, which is interesting, but where are you from?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up in the Harvard Homes community, and I attended the Frederick Douglass High School. And I have, as you stated earlier, I have a background in music. But overall, I was an arts kid. You know, I trained at the Atlanta Ballet up under Sharon Story. I studied up under Dr. Gordon Vernick at Georgia State in terms of me playing trumpet and music. And studied up under the great Vanderbilt Moody at the Frederick Douglass High School as a drum major. And so as an arts kid, I realized that if you give kids something positive to do, it can be a life-changing experience. We had a chance to travel, you know, to go to Florida, to go to this state, to go to that state. And a lot of my classmates, that was their first time even going outside of the state. Yeah. You know, so revitalizing and reinvigorating our arts programming and CTAE departments are major heartthrob for me, because that's what gave me my opportunity to go to Columbia College Chicago on a music scholarship. And in being at Columbia, I ended up studying journalism and music. And so after graduating, I taught at the Benjamin Elijah Mays High School and cultivated a cohort of students that focused towards broadcast journalism. So doing what we're doing right now. Wow. And having students now that have worked in Governor Kemp's office in communications, that have received their degrees in journalism or film, or acting and cultivating their own content via YouTube. And so to see them live their dreams out loud lets us know that if we just spend a little bit more time finding and helping them cultivate what their dreams are, then that changes the narrative of our kids, but also our communities.
Did you enjoy your experience teaching at Mays?
I did enjoy it. I kind of say sometimes it was pushing you off of a cliff and you had to find how to fly. Right. And so,
sink or swim.
Yeah, sink or swim. Absolutely.
So last episode, we had the president of the Grove Park Neighborhood Association on, and we talked a lot about Microsoft moving into the Grove Park and Bankhead communities and what that's going to mean for its residents. So I wanted to know how you feel about having a tech giant like Microsoft moving into your district.
Well, as a business owner, I would say I'm always excited about business at every level. And alongside that, to know that we have corporate investment that sees possibility in revitalization for our area. However, we do know there are good things and bad things as that becomes a real possibility, and we're beyond the aspect of possibility. We know that it's happening. The biggest component is going to be, we know, where are people going to work? And our side of town has had a major boom in terms of commercial restaurants, fast food chains, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium alongside our educational schools, but we're lacking a stronger small business ecosystem and larger major corporation opportunities for people to work. So my direct concern is, what skill sets do people need to be hired for those opportunities, so that then we can direct pipeline that with Workforce Atlanta in partnership with Atlanta Tech, or maybe to do some workshops and courses within the Atlanta Public Schools at night for those adults and parents who are looking to change their lives and to have better payable and living wage jobs.
Yeah. Hopefully Microsoft does end up making that a priority, but I want to move on to public safety. We know homicides have been up over the past year in Atlanta. APD has also faced a lot of backlash this year following multiple incidents of abuse of power. In your eyes, how do we get the community and our officers on the same page?
We have to have mental health resource officers, so that with particular calls that our officers are second on site, not the first on site. Because in some instances, we have to be dealing with the mental health of the people that we're serving, and then to corral and figure out how our officers can de-escalate the situation from there. Alongside that, we have to have some major, robust youth programming. Our youth are screaming out to say that, hey, I need money. I want to work. I want to hustle. And I support all of those things, but as an educator, I support them in being channeled in the right way. And with that, we have to cultivate opportunities where our youth are able to work, to be seen, to be heard, and for those to be done in the right way. One of those aspects that play into that 360-degree tactical crime plan is our juvenile crime rate has a direct correlation to truancy and absentees within Atlanta Public Schools. Right now, I'm in conversation with Atlanta Public Schools, Fulton County, APD, the city of Atlanta, of how we can implement something called TRIP. TRIP is the Truancy Reduction Integrated Plan. We want to analyze this data of students that have between 10 to 30 days of absences. And if those students are in a place of yellow or green, we want to cultivate mentorship opportunities for them. In that mentorship committee, we're aligning and finding out what those students' real interests are. Some students want to participate within extracurricular activities after school, but the families don't have the finances to support it. So what we want to do is incentivize the business community, the alumni of those schools, alongside religious leaders and our corporate partners of saying, let's help cover the fees of these students that want to participate at the school. Because we know if people have something to do and something purposeful to do, then that decreases our element of crime.
Yeah. What about in terms of numbers? Because we know APD has come out and said that they're short-staffed right now. Most of the mayoral candidates are saying we need to hire more officers. Mayor Bottoms has said the same. Do you think we need more officers on the streets?
We are short of officers. We're short of teachers. We're short of everybody. So we have to incentivize people. And my mindset is always about operations. How are things working? How is the pipeline speaking to each other? And so what I've noticed is that as an educator, our pipeline with APS is broken. We don't have any CTAE certification pathways for Atlanta Fire Department, Atlanta Police Department. I'm looking to pilot a program within District 3 with Douglas and Washington so that we can begin to organically increase the number of officers and firefighters through our school system. Because we know that our students who are living in poverty, once they graduate, they're looking for direct employment. Sometimes college isn't an option because the family cannot financially afford it, and sometimes cannot mentally support them from afar. With that type of program, we can then be able to see students that are from those communities begin to police the communities that they come from. I believe that's going to have a direct impact on our number of officers. Because if we can get a cohort of a minimum 50 students per year going into APD and APD separately, so 100 students total, over time, at least by those students turns 21 and being able to enter into the academy, we can see a direct pipeline of increase of officers.
Right. Yeah. Another hot debate on council this year has been the future of the Atlanta City Jail. Many activists are pushing to have the jail closed, while others feel like we need the jail to remain open because of the overcrowding at Fulton County Jail. So where do you kind of stand on this topic?
As pertains to overcrowding for Fulton County, we do have to ensure that some other avenues have been set up and well cultivated, and the operational plans are there if we are going to close the jail. If we are looking to revitalize the jail, I have begun to dream of why can't the jail be Workforce Atlanta? I believe that we should be cultivating opportunities for workforce training, and to having floors that directly speak to that. And I don't believe that for the people that truly need for Workforce Atlanta, that they should have to get on the bus to go over to near Turner Field, and then to have to get back down to the city of Atlanta. That we should be all in the same corridor and walkability, and also to ensure accountability, oversight, and transparency as it relates to proximity. But there are a lot of different notions of what the jail could be on the table. But I do believe there are some direct concerns with overcrowding with Fulton County Jail, and that's why we have to know better operational focuses and streamlining as it pertains to that. And that will give us a large, clear focus of whether or not the jail should be closed or the jail should be revitalized. But I do believe that if we do revitalize the jail, we should be leaning toward that being our new workforce development training complex.
Right. I certainly like that idea. All right. So before I let you go, I got to get your take on a couple of things. Very important. First, favorite restaurant in your district?
A restaurant that I really like, I enjoy. I'm going to have to say two that's in my district. Because it's you got to understand, when you're going to go eat. Lucky Panda, that is on the corner of Donald Lee Hollowell. Lucky Panda is my go-to late at night. I got to go swing by and get my Lucky Panda. And I've been going to Lucky Panda since I was in high school. So I've seen that family, the kids couldn't even see past the counter. They were taking orders. And now the son is in college now. The second restaurant that I really enjoy is Restaurant 10. That is at the corner of MLK and Northside Drive. And so we'll be hosting a campaign kickoff event next Wednesday there, because the collard greens are real good. They got turkey in them. The mac and cheese is yum. And so we're going to have people come out and enjoy themselves so we can talk about community and just push this campaign forward.
Dope. Shout out to 10, one of my favorites. What about music? Who are you listening to?
Again, I am from the west side of Atlanta, so what Quality Control is doing on all levels has me bumping. Sometimes people may see me in a drop top Camaro. And if you see me, know that I'm going to be bumping something.
Got you. All right. And before I let you go, please tell the people where District 3 is and what neighborhoods make up your district.
Our communities in District 3 include, and not in any particular order, but I have to say, the Harvard Homes community, Vine City, Dixie Hills, English Avenue, the Bankhead / Donald Lee Hollowell community, Penelope Neighbors, Center Hill, the Westlake community, Grove Park, Mosley Park, Hunter Hills, Knight Park / Howell Station, and the historic Washington Park.
Awesome. And where can the people keep up with you and your campaign?
Yes, so you can connect with me on all social media platforms at I am Brandon Graham. Again, you can connect with me on all social media platforms at I am Brandon Graham. My website is electbrandongraham.com. And so you can ask questions, you can send me an email, you can direct message me. If I don't respond, I guarantee you someone on the campaign team will reach back out to you. And overall, I'm a neighbor that you can trust. And, I have been the neighborhood errand boy. I have been the neighbor next to an elderly neighbor to take them something to eat, to check on them, to be in communication with their family because they wanted to stay in their home. That was the goal. Yeah. And so in knowing that the real work has to be done, that's something I've already been committed to.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate you doing the work. Everyone, like I said, make sure that it's a very important race coming up. District 3 has an open seat. We want to make sure that we have someone in that seat that's representing us. So definitely make sure you check out Brandon Graham. Brandon, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to conclude another episode of A+Political. Thank you guys so much for tuning in another week. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a new episode, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.